Whether you're a professional commodities trader or you're a beginner just looking to get into systematic trading for the first time, you have a choice between two powerful trading platforms, and that is TradeStation and MultiCharts. Both of these platforms are powerful tools used by hedge funds and CTAs and private traders to automate their futures trading strategies. Today, I'm going to be talking about some of the advantages and disadvantages to both of these platforms in terms of cost, flexibility, and connectivity. And stick around to the end because I will tell you which of these trading platforms I prefer most. So, TradeStation or MultiCharts, let's get into it. Hi everyone, it's Dave Whitcomb from Peak Trading Research in Geneva, Switzerland. My goal is to make you a more profitable trader with commodity market insights and real systematic trading strategies. And a big part of being a successful systematic trader is having confidence in the trading platform that you're using. And the two giants in the world of systematic trading in commodity futures are TradeStation and MultiCharts. So which platform is better? Which one should you be using? Which one do I use? We're going to get to all that in a few minutes, but first we're going to take an important detour to talk about these platforms' origin stories. TradeStation is the older company. TradeStation was founded in 1982, whereas MultiCharts was built by ex-TradeStation employees in the early 2000s. That's important to know because these platforms at their core are very similar. They are both chart-based platforms that can automatically trade futures contracts on your behalf. And importantly, both trading platforms can read the EasyLanguage coding language. EasyLanguage is a fantastic coding language. It's written specifically for traders, and if you want a walkthrough of how you can write your very first profitable EasyLanguage strategy, you can just click the link above. Now, technically, for legal reasons, MultiCharts had to call their strategy code Power Language instead of TradeStation's EasyLanguage, but it's the same thing. The most important takeaway here is that you can take any EasyLanguage strategy code, for example, from books written by Bob Pardo or Art Collins or Kevin Davey, and that EasyLanguage code will work in either TradeStation or MultiCharts. So for the first category of comparison between TradeStation and MultiCharts, how easy is it to code strategies? Let's call it a tie. They both use the same coding language. Now let's talk about the main difference between TradeStation and MultiCharts, and that is connectivity. Now TradeStation is your one-stop shop. TradeStation acts as your trading platform, as your broker, and as your data provider. MultiCharts is just your trading platform. It is up to you to find a broker and also a data provider. This of course means that it's much easier to get up and running with TradeStation. You open an account, you download the software, you decide what data subscription you want, you are good to go. With MultiCharts, you have to find that data provider and you have to have a broker. The most popular setup for trading futures in MultiCharts, and a setup that I've used before, is to use a data provider called IQFeed and to use Interactive Brokers as your broker. Now you'll have to connect your MultiCharts account to Interactive Brokers using something called the IB Gateway, so you're already getting a sense that there are some complications in terms of getting started with MultiCharts. So in terms of connectivity, we're going to give this one to TradeStation. TradeStation is your one-stop shop. It's much easier to get up and running. Now in terms of flexibility, the disadvantages that MultiCharts had in terms of connectivity actually become advantages for MultiCharts in that it's a much more flexible platform. In MultiCharts, you can choose from something like 10 different data providers, and you can route your futures orders to dozens of different brokers. So if you don't want to be tied to a single broker and all the risks that come with that, like you are with TradeStation, MultiCharts might be a better option. For example, if you wanted to trade cryptocurrencies in Binance, MultiCharts offers you that flexibility, whereas TradeStation for now does not. So in terms of overall flexibility and the option to connect to different data sources and different brokers, MultiCharts is the clear winner. In terms of costs, which platform is cheaper? This changes all the time. There's often seasonal discounts or rebates, but MultiCharts allows you the option of a lifetime license, which right now is about $1,400. TradeStation will charge you by the month, depending on how big your account size is, to use the platform. So for example, right now I pay $50 a month for every trade TradeStation login that I have so I can run multiple instances of TradeStation at the same time. And both of these trading platforms have different rebates and discounts available throughout the year. For example, MultiCharts always has a Black Friday discount after Thanksgiving on a lifetime license where they take a few $100s off. So in terms of costs, I'm going to give a slight advantage here to MultiCharts. I wish I could buy a lifetime license for TradeStation using a Black Friday deal, but it's just not available. Now, in terms of overall experience, it's hard to overstate how similar these two platforms are. We can see that in TradeStation, you can open up a chart, you can add a strategy to that chart, you can see the trades, you can start automated trading. In MultiCharts, you can add a signal to a chart. That's what MultiCharts calls a strategy, is a signal. You can add a signal to a chart, you can see the trades, you can start automated trading. It's the same as TradeStation. Now, before we wrap up and I tell you which of these trading platforms I prefer for my own trading, I want to point out two important things that might help you make a decision between the two. First thing is that from my own experience and from feedback I've heard from other traders is that recent versions of TradeStation are not all that stable. Almost every professional hedge fund trader and private trader who really uses TradeStation to trade uses a legacy version, uses something like TradeStation 9 to trade. So for my own setup, I use newer versions of TradeStation like TradeStation 10 to analyze systems and build systems, but I will use the legacy version, TradeStation 9, to actually trade. And the second thing I want to point out is if you decide to go with MultiCharts, especially if you're trading commodities, you will have some mapping issues. Now, what do I mean by that? Every commodity market has its own big point value, its own minimum point move. And when you're trying to do connectivity between your broker and the data source and MultiCharts, there's just a lot of different layers of complication where that can go wrong. So again, in MultiCharts, you do have more flexibility, but you also have a much steeper learning curve. So to wrap things up, which of these two trading platforms do I prefer in terms of coding, cost, connectivity, flexibility, and overall experience? I prefer TradeStation. I like both trading platforms. I use both trading platforms, but even though I have a lifetime license for MultiCharts, I just by default find myself using TradeStation more. And I think a part of that is confidence. Commodity markets are complicated enough, and every commodity market has its own pricing conventions. The mapping issues with MultiCharts are real, and I don't want to spend time thinking that maybe my data provider is sending a different price format to my broker. I like that TradeStation has it all together. It really is that one-stop shop. But big picture, these are both exceptional execution platforms. TradeStation is your one-stop shop. MultiCharts offers you a ton of flexibility. And most importantly, both of these platforms open up to you the huge advantages of systematic trading. Now, do you have a preference? Which of these platforms do you prefer and why? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, once you've chosen your trading platform, you can head to peakalgo.com for the world's largest community-built easy language strategy library. As always, please hit the like and subscribe button below for more great stuff from Peak Trading Research. Good luck trading, and we'll see you soon.